Hey, I'm Robin, and I'm the Green Smoothie Girl, and today I am talking to you about nut and seed milks, and I'm going to give you a few different options because there are so many options. And what we're trying to get away from is drinking dairy milk. Not only is it full of all kinds of antibiotics and hormones, but there are a lot of issues with animal proteins. You can read about Colin Campbell's The China Study on why we should get away from eating animal proteins. I cover this in depth on my site, so I'm not going to do it in this video, but I want to show you some other options. Not only are you getting away from those animal proteins and their problems, but you're also getting into really high nutrition because virtually all the seeds and nuts are high in the essential fatty acids that we don't get from any other source, and our body cannot manufacture them. Many types of nutrients our body can cobble together raw materials and make the building blocks that it needs. But we have to get omega fatty acids, and they're very abundant in nuts and seeds. So the first one I'm going to show you is almond milk. Almonds are my favorite nuts. They're not nearly as high in fat. They make a wonderful milk. And I have sprouted 1/4 cup of raw almonds. Now by sprouted, I don't mean I grew tails out of them. I mean I just soaked them overnight. So here they are in the water, and I'm going to strain them with a colander here in the sink, and then put them in 1 cup of water. So 1/4 cup of almonds goes in 1 cup of water. However much you're going to make, this will make us about 1.25 cups of almond milk, or a little bit less, because you may want to. I'm going to strain the almond fiber out of it, which you don't have to do. But what we're going to do is go 4-to-1. However much you want to make, do 4 parts water to 1 part almonds. I'm going to show you another option that's 2 parts water to 1 part, but for almonds, 4-to-1, okay? Now we're going to blend it up until it's very, very smooth. Okay, this is absolutely optional with any nut or seed milk that you might want to make, but if you want it to taste really good, you can add just a few drops of vanilla and just a little pinch of stevia. I'll make it just slightly sweeter and have a fabulous vanilla flavoring. And then of course I'll just whiz it up for a quick second. Now, sometimes I just use this right away in my kids' granola, or whatever cereal you might want to use it on, or in a smoothie. But if you want it to be really smooth and you want it to remind you of milk, or you're dealing with somebody with finicky taste, you're going to want to strain out the pulp. Now we have cheesecloth. You can get this at a health food store, and I don't usually use this, but this is a very common thing to use for straining the pulp. You could use this, or you can get a nut or seed milk bag, again at health food stores. And this one belongs to my co-author Desiree, who co-authored Healthy Holiday Favorites with me, and she calls it her ghetto nut and seed milk bag. And she made it. She's in the background. She's laughing. And so all you have to do is just pour it in, and then the liquid will strain out into this bowl here. The thing I like about the nut and seed milk bag is that you can wring it out and we can use the pulp. So there you can see almond milk. It's just perfect. I'm going to leave this for a minute while I show you another option. And that option is coconut milk. Most people don't know that you can actually make coconut milk with shredded coconut. Please don't use the kind that you get in the grocery store that's full of sugar and a food chemical called propylene glycol that it's really toxic. Please don't use that. We in our group do shredded coconut that is not only no sweeteners added, but it's also organic. So as you can see, I'm getting some pulp here, which I'm going to show you a way that you can use it. But meantime, we've got 2 cups of water there, and we're going to go 2-to-1 for coconut milk. And this one I think is really nice with a little bit of stevia and vanilla extract, or a little pinch of vanilla bean is even better for you nutritionally. And we're going to again make it very, very smooth. And I'm going to have Michael edit this, so just know that we're actually blending this longer than you're seeing on this video. Make it really smooth for a good 90 seconds. Okay, my coconut milk is now done, except I'm going to show you this one with cheesecloth if you're deciding which method you'd rather use. By the way, Desiree made her nut milk bag. Of course she did. She's the best homemaker I know. She's like so young, but she just does everything. Okay, so this is straining out the coconut fiber. And look, it's making beautiful coconut milk. Okay, this, I've seen better things than this jar here. Okay, so I'm gonna pour the almond milk into a bottle. If I had left the pulp in, the sediment, the fiber kind of settles to the bottom. Now I'm gonna strain out. I'm going to strain out the coconut solids here. And what you can do, you can also use, I'm not going to make it for you because the same principle applies, 4:1 water to seeds. These are whole sesame seeds. And sesame seeds, you don't want to buy the really white refined ones. These are a little bit brown. And you can make a really lovely sesame milk with 4:1 water to seeds. And again, a little bit of sweetener and vanilla if you want to. Okay, so I am going to put my coconut milk here, setting that aside. I've set aside my almond milk and I've made a nice little mess here. And with any nut or seed pulp, this is what it's going to look like. And then you can put this through the wash. Right, Des? Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can put your nut or seed in your dishwasher too. Awesome. Okay, so I've got a little bit of coconut pulp here and a little bit of almond pulp. And what I like to do is just put a little bit of dried fruit. These are currants. And where is my agave? Here it is. Here's a giant gallon of agave. Put a little bit of sweetener in it, whatever you like. It could be agave or stevia or maple syrup. Just a little bit. Stir it up. And you have a really high fiber treat when you dehydrate it. If you need it to have a little bit of liquid, you can just add in a little bit of one of your nut milks here. But I'm just going to put it in a cookie shape on my Teflex and put it in my dehydrator. And then after it kind of gets dry, then I'll flip it. It makes a nice little cookie. Okay, so that's a few things that you can do to replace dairy milk in your diet if you are moving towards a plant-based diet. Hope you enjoy it. See you next time.